going to try this one more time. Past and past. All right. This you may think of as only the day before yesterday and the days before that, but that's not the only way it's used. And this one is a verb, past. So, he passed me yesterday would be the verb. But he walked past me just now. Now that's the other past. And it's because you've already got a verb in there. And past, the P-A-S-T in this one, is an adverb. It tells where he walked. All right, so it's an adverb. Here's another one. It's very popular, and I would like you to know the difference between them. Principle and principle. You have misconception about one of them. You think that this one is only that guy or woman in the front office at your school. All right? That he's your pal. That's what they taught you. Yes. Unfortunately, it has another meaning. And if you don't know that, you're going to use this one for everything, and this one doesn't work for everything. This one is actually an adjective. He wasn't your pal. He was your main man. This one means main. This one is a rule. And if you remember the L-E at the end of the word, remember L-E, rule has L-E too. So, the principle means main, and the principle means rule. All right? There's no, they're pronounced the same, but they're spelled differently and they mean different things. So, spelling is the principal problem. It means it's the main problem. Whereas we all live by certain principles, certain rules. So you could actually have a principal, a main rule, and it would be principal, P-A-L, and then principal, P-L-E. All right? Just remember the hints. This one I don't think too many people have too much trouble with, but what the heck, I'll do it anyway. It shows the benefit, actually, of the letter E, what the letter E can do. This is quit, this is quiet, and that one's quite. And on this one, you remember it because the E quit. It walked off the job. All right? It's not there. The E quit. Here, the E is resting comfortably in the middle of the word, quietly. And that makes this one quite simple. All right? And I have examples. So the E makes all the difference. The E quit. There it is. And please keep quiet. And there I can't read backwards. It was quite simple. Okay? So just remember that E, that one little letter. It's the one that makes the difference between cloths and clothes, and you don't want to wear cloths. E's are they play a big part in our language. This one I've seen many times too. Than and then. So if you don't have a problem with it, don't worry about it. But some people do. Than is for comparisons. He's taller than I am. And then is for everything else. So, he's taller than I am. And by the way, it's taller than I am. We'll talk about that later when we talk about pronouns. And only then can we go. Then we did this, then we did this, and it got later than we thought. All right? One is for comparisons. The other one is for time and everything else. Don't even tell me you don't have problems with this one. Because I see this one misdone so many times. This one is a position. Remember, it's got the word here right in it. Here, there, and everywhere. So there aren't enough people would be this one. This one is a contraction. They are. They are not here. And this one is possessive. It belongs to them. All right? So it's not here, it's there. There, they are here. And it belongs to them. It's theirs. So those are the three theirs. There. I want to sound comforting, but it's not comforting. You have to spell them right. This one I like to do because it shows you why you have problems with spelling. This is through and through. Okay? This one is the past tense of throw. You actually have to pick something up and throw it in order to use this one. This one is everything else. All right? So he threw the ball through the window. And you can see the difference between the two of them right there. Now, this is where I like to explain why you have so much trouble spelling. You have a list of words down here that all end with O-U-G-H. Now, O-U-G-H should sound like the same, I mean, it's the same group of letters, so it should sound the same all the time. Read this list. Cough, tough, dough, thorough, hiccup. They should all rhyme. They should all sound the same. They don't. This, again, at one time in history, they did all sound the same. But through the years, the pronunciation has changed. And the spelling has stayed the same. So just imagine if you weren't a native speaker trying to think, trying to learn this. And you are a native speaker, and it's still not easy. Two. This one, the one with the two bumps in it, is the number. All right, not too many people have trouble with that. They have trouble with these two. I see these two misused. The one with too many O's means too much or too many. It also means also. This one means everything else. Everything. So unless it's too hot, too cold, too big, too small, or I want to go to, meaning also, it's this one. This one, I don't know, people just like to put extra twos, the O's on the twos. I don't know. Two is a number. Two with two O's means too much or too many. It also means also. And the other two is everything else. All right, I'm going to the store. I can't think of any other examples right now, but that's anything else. If it doesn't mean too much or too many, and it's not the number, it's this one. Weather and weather. This one's the stuff outside. And this is everything else. So if it's not cloudy, windy, whatever, it's this one. All right. So the weather is outside, and weather is everything else, whether or not you like it. You don't have to like it. That's just the way it is. Another one. And it has to do, again, with the possessive pronoun. This is a contraction, meaning who is or who has. This is a possessive pronoun. Whose gloves are these? Whose phone is this? You can't say whose phone is this or whose gloves are those. So this one is two words. This one is indeed a possessive pronoun. So there it is. Whose gloves are these? And then who equals who is or who has. It's a contraction and it means two words. And who's going with me? All right, who is going with me? If you can use it as two words, it's a contraction and it has the apostrophe. If you can't, it's one word. This one, I know seems rather strange, but for some reason, there were a lot of people who confused it. If you take the WO off, what have you got? Man, one. If you take the WO off, what have you got? Men, more than one. So the WO doesn't change the fact that the one with the A is one woman, and with the E is two or more women. All right, just like man and men. So just as man is one, so is woman. Men is more than one, same with women. So the woman walked down the street. I can't tell you how many times I've seen students write the women. The one women walk down the street. And these three women were on the committee. All right? And that's plural. It's one's singular, one's plural. And the last one that I'm going to do. And again, it has to do with contractions and possessive pronouns. Your means belonging to you. This one means it's a contraction. You are. All right? And this one's just a little one that I throw in because nobody knows that word anymore, except for once a year. So you've got your shoe is untied. Can you say your shoe is untied? Well, you can, but you'll sound funny. So it's your shoe. It's not you are shoe. So there's no apostrophe. And your is a contraction. You are. You're late means you are late. So you use the one with the apostrophe, which shows it's two words. All right. Now, I threw this one in just because it's a fun word. It's not actually in the book. And it's your, and it's in days of yore. All right. It's in a Christmas carol that we sing every year, and yet none of my students have ever been able to tell me what it is. And it's Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And it talks about happy golden days of yore. But nobody ever notices that, I guess. It means in the past. All right. So in days of yore, there were knights in shining armor. In days of yore. Spelling matters. You have to spell words correctly. The spell check will help a lot, but it won't do it all for you. Some of those words you need to know so that you use the right ones. And the reason for that is Some people will read your writing and they do know how to spell. And if you've spelled it wrong, it implies that you're not educated. You want to make sure you spell the words correctly. It's important. And we'll talk about writing again when I talk to you again soon. All right, good luck, and spell it correctly, really.